Hello. How are we doing? Let me just test one thing because I want to hear if this microphone is now sounding exactly how I want it to sound. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's a little better now. Yeah. Because last time it was a little bit too low and a little bit too on the low side, on the bass side, and it was a very deep voice, but very unnatural after I listened back to the stream. Anyway, hello my friends, you're probably looking at the eclipse. There's so much to talk about, and I'm so tired, I swear. It's so hot today. It was 34 degrees, something like that. 33, 34 degrees, and tomorrow's going to be 35. At least a 36 perceived, I feel. So it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun day, and I'm going to have to go to the office tomorrow. But right now, there's the eclipse in the UK. You can see the sun right behind me, right here. But I watched it from a coolander because I don't have special glasses or anything like that. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. So, how are we doing? How are we doing, friends? Let me just... so, the plan for today is very, very simple. We finally start Doom. We are one game away from Portal. It's absolutely insane. We finished... Oh, yeah, let me just remove this one from... This shit one from here. Not recommended. There we go. Perfect. Let me just start sharing the screen so you can see what I'm looking at. We've done quite a bit, my friends. We started the challenge in March. In March. I thought I started in February or in January even, but clearly not. Clearly not. So let's see. Date range 4.6 months. Really? We've done all 6 in like 5 months. All this in like 5 months? Nah, I don't believe this. March, April, May, June, July, August. Oh, wait, that's the starter one. Let me see. Date range. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, 5 months. Done everything in 5 months. It's amazing. Look at that. I thought it took us much longer. Look at Pong, 2 days and 22 hours to complete. Frogger took me 4 days and 1 hour to complete. I really did a big sprint there. But on average, I could say, yeah, about 14 days to complete everything. Every game's roughly took me 2 weeks. Super Mario took me like a month, but that's because I did it very much on and off. I wasn't feeling that game. Pac-Man took me a month. Yeah, but because there was my girlfriend here, she visited me, and so there were like 2 weeks where I didn't do any development. Still, Pac-Man took me quite a while. Yeah, it felt like quite a while. I did work on that one quite a bit. And then Crash 2 weeks, Worms about 2 weeks. That's nice. Oh, I've been told I am being told my microphone is not very high, so let me just adjust that. That should be okay now. Is it better? Is it better? I think if you can give me some feedback in chat. There is no one in chat right now, so you feel free to tell me what you think. It's much better. Okay, good. Is it too loud? Like if I do this, if I start talking a little bit louder, is it distorting my sound? Do I start cracking? Oh wait, yeah. If I do that one, it should help quite a bit. No, you're telling me no. Yeah, when I shout like that, no. It's perfect. Okay, if it's perfect, then fine. Because I see it go in the orange. Not a fan of it going in the orange meter. Or here going in the red. Yeah, but I'll put it down like that. Okay, that should be okay. Right, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so, apparently, we've only been doing this challenge for like 6 months. Not even 6 months, 5 months. And we've been doing, what, how many? Already 8 games? Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, me too. Bye. Well, you can stay if you want. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of people tonight. Unfortunately, everybody's looking at the eclipse. So, what's the plan for tonight? The plan is making a Doom. Doom is a first-person game. What we want to do: player, character, enemies, interactables, hazards, and environments. I really don't want to do the art for Doom. I feel like it's going to be a massive waste of time to do the art for Doom. I'm sure I can find some sort of like something, but to be fair, to begin with, I don't really need to do any art for Doom, because what we're gonna do today is making sure that the project is all set up, that we've got everything as we need to have it. We're gonna do a bit of menus, but the important thing today is we're gonna do the character. We're gonna do the player controller, camera movement, forward, backward, strafe, and jump. And at some point we're gonna be able to implement the weapons, the big fucking guns as they call them inside the actual game, BFGs. So I need a hit scan weapon, a projectile weapon. The plan is actually not too bad. There's we're gonna start with the setup, and then we're gonna go into the character. And yes. We're gonna set up the character as a character movement and everything. Yes, and then we'll move on to the arena part of segment of things, and we're gonna do a basic arena level. We're gonna have some slopes, some stairs, some elevators, that kind of stuff. And I don't know about the elevators. We're gonna have some verticality. That's the main point. Maybe moving platforms. We're gonna work something out. So that's okay. So maybe I'm gonna have 2 levels to that arena. We're gonna have a ground level and the top level, and see what we can do over there. Then we're gonna have to do 2 enemy variants, some enemy logic with proximity detection and shooting when up close. Then we're going to move on to making the weapons, and then the win and lose mechanics, so the health bar, the ammo count, and then we're going to do some pickups and such. It's going to be a very, very simple game compared to what we've been doing so far. Like, really all we have to do is a basic player controller, like movement in first person. That is what it's going to take a while. Then working out how the projectile things work, how the weapons work, and the enemies, and then we're gonna have to build the arena. I think it's good, honestly, if we don't have to do a lot of art, it's going to be super easy. It's not as complex as Crash, where we had moving platforms and we had to build a whole level with level design and progression, and the collectibles, the crates to break, and the apples. We're gonna keep it very simple. And this way, we're going to be able to, and I'm going to start this one to be in development now, and because of this, we're going to be able to keep it to about a week development time, maybe a week and a half. We can move on to Portal pretty quickly. Before September, we'll probably be starting Portal, which would be amazing. And then after that, there's Minecraft. And then the first half of the challenge is done. At which point, I think we can start talking about which games I should make after the first part of the challenge. Maybe I'll take a break after that. I think I'll do game 12. I think I want to do The Legend of Zelda as a game 12, because it's going to be very useful for the Metroidvania that I'm going to do in November. But then I might take a little bit of a break, because this challenge has been intense. I will probably do a video around it, maybe already, see how that goes, and or maybe 2 videos. I don't know. I might do a video around Portal, a video around Minecraft. And then we'll go from there. But without further ado, let's just get into it, shall we? There's been a few interesting gaming news. EA has been fully acquired by my boy, my friend Panda. How are you doing? We're just going through the plan. I was just looking through the 20 games challenge. Looks like we've done like most of this in 5 months. That is, I was thinking I'd actually started it in like January or February. That's insane. Like, in 5 months, and we've done 8 games already. Getting into the 9th, I think this will be done pretty soon too, because it's a very, very easy one to make considering what we've done so far. You have a plan? I do have a plan. I do have a flan as well. I was also starting to think about all the gaming news. Apparently, it's actually very topical. Because id Software, I've heard that they've protested Asha Sharma's visit with a giant rat, or Bethesda as well, and id Software has complained that basically the team is reduced to like half the size, and now they really can't make a AAA the size of Doom anymore. They said that Xbox doesn't understand art, doesn't understand the creation process, doesn't understand anything about how you actually make games at the level of quality that Doom has, the Doom 2016. And so they're basically severely downsized, which is a shame, because Doom is one of their biggest titles, I would say. But anyway, there's one thing that with all these games, actually bothers me every time I get towards the end of the development process, which is the menus. So I have very smartly decided, very cleverly decided, that this one time we will do the menus in this live stream. In this very first live stream, we're going to do the menus. We're going to do the main menu, the game over menu, and the victory screen. So that is out of the way, and then maybe I will put a little bit of art at the end and just call it done. But we'll hook up the logic. And the good thing is, I have done like probably 15 main menus and game over menus and victory screens over the past 12 months. I have enough logic that I can reuse. So I'm just going to reuse the main menu logic and the game over menu logic and the victory screen menu logic from Crash Bandicoot. And I don't want anybody to say anything about that. At the same time, I'm going to reuse some modules as well. But the plan is, I'm probably not going to do a lot of art. Player character, I mean, we don't really need an art for the player character. For the enemies, maybe. For the weapons, definitely. For the pickups, probably. But we can make them very simple. I mean, actually, I already have a medkit from Nonno, the game that I made. I can just desaturate that one, give it a little bit of a pixel art feel. And we'll have a sort of Doom level idea. For the weapons, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, for the environmental art, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do primitives. I'm going to do slopes. I'm going to do cubes. I'm just going to go as simple as possible. I have close to zero interest in doing a boomer shooter or a first-person shooter myself as my own kind of genre for my own kind of games, because I play them, I enjoy them, but I'm not exactly crazy about them. It's not my favorite genre by a mile. So I think I want to spend as little time on this one as possible. I will learn what I need to learn, like projectile-based weapons or raycast-based weapons, like for instant damage, first-person player controller, basic enemy AI, like proximity, shooting when up close, but as you know, I've already done the orb, and I did a behavior tree there. I feel like, I mean, yeah. I feel like this game I've basically done in one way or another. Gesundheit, thank you, my friend. So, the plan is, art, we're not going to touch it today. Not one thing for today. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the project in Godot is set up properly. First art, I think I'm gonna move to when we talk about the enemies. So, oh no, wait. There we go. Art. Art for the weapons as well. And then art for the pickups as well. So we're not gonna touch art today. We're going to import the modules that I'm going to need. Components, scene controller, I think I want to import it from somewhere or write it from scratch. Shouldn't take too long. I'd like to implement a little bit of a transition screen. I had a scene controller with a loading screen for Nonno, so maybe I can grab it from there. We'll see. Some components, state machine, gonna need that. Be right back, no problem. Then we'll set up the states in the player class, do the menus, and we're gonna do the player controller with the complete state machine. Idle. Do we want idle? Yeah, I guess. We want idle, walk, jump. I think there should also be sprint. That's part of the requirements anyway. Jump and death. Don't know how we could do the death, but we'll find out. And then yeah, so that's the plan for today. We're gonna do phase 1 and phase 2. Then I'm probably going to do a lot of the other bits offline. Probably gonna do the arena offline, probably gonna do the enemies offline, probably gonna do the weapons offline. Well, the weapons I don't know. Maybe by the time Monday comes I will not have done the weapons yet, so I might do the weapons at least in live. But then I will finish it offline. So basically I think it's gonna take me this week and some of next one to finish it. So a week and something, I would hope. Maybe less, depends. And then we'll just move on to Portal. I just want to go on to Portal. I want to learn about Portal. I want to learn about Minecraft. So yeah, but if I keep talking, we're never actually going to start. So let me just go onto YouTube, get some music up, and let's get started with this beautiful Doom. PlayStation music that never lost its magic. I think this is gonna get me copyrighted to oblivion. Oh, I love this channel, by the way. Laura's Cloud Save. I think she's absolutely one of the sweetest retro gamers I've ever seen. So I recommend it if you like retro games. She's discovering retro gaming herself. So yeah, it's interesting to look at her journey. So what is this? Ambient music from PS2. I worry. I think we want to go into the playlists and stream music. That's Kida. I heard something. No, she might be somewhere. Okay. I have no idea. Recommended videos. Dark Souls Lo-Fi. Prepare to chill. Okay, I'll add that. Skyrim. I mean, Skyrim. I like Skyrim's music. It's very relaxing, but it can also get very repetitive. I think let's start this. Let's do that. Welcome back, my friend. So the music has started. Let me just make sure that I've pulled the latest version. Oh wait. Okay. Windows is stupidly slow today. Also, okay, it's doing it now, but for the past 2 days, it wouldn't open my start menu. Now it's doing it because it knows it's being watched. Ah, there we go, okay. Fuck Windows, yeah, absolutely. I think now that I have this new microphone, I could try to set up the stream on Linux. I think it makes sense. Maybe I'll do the conversion after I finish the first half of the challenge. Because it's the convenient thing is that I have all of my recordings for the challenge here on Windows, and it's useful. So I also got the sun right in my face. Give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, Windows, also the actual literal window that I just closed. Hey, Kida. She's over here. She's responded. We have great conversations now. I call her sometimes and she replies with eh. Ah, there she is. No, you couldn't hear it. Like, no way you could hear her. Anyway, we've pulled... Yeah, look at this commit. Accidentally overwrote a bunch of files, and it was too much of a pain to just restore them, so I'm gonna have to do it as we go. So basically, I lost some templates, but fortunately, I didn't destroy anything past the current game, so we are fine. So, GODOT. Gonna have to do a rescan, probably, yeah. Move missing. Okay, we got Doom. I think this is the correct Doom. Okay, so it's kind of already set up. What we have to do is make sure that we've got the input actions and such. So, game, I want to give it a color. Gonna make it red. Script templates, that can be gray or something. Yeah, it's fine. Singletons, give it a... Wait, first of all, I need to make some more folders. So, entities... FPS is some fancy controls, input buffer, I guess. Well, what else? I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, I did a first-person controller for the Orb, and I absolutely hated it. It was overly complex, I think. So we'll find out what we got. Singletons, I like to have them in purple. UI, I like to have it in pink. I guess I can give teal to this. Utils, there we go. Okay, we got some colors there at least. Right, so what do we want to do? We want to make sure that we've got everything as it's supposed to be. So utilities, components, camera shake, health component, hitbox component, hurtbox component, movement component. I think we're fine. Yeah, we can import these very easily. Then we got the state machine. I think this is agnostic enough. What have we got? An animation tree for the animations. Which I guess makes sense. Then here's the state. That's completely fine. Okay, that's alright. So state machine and the components have actually already been imported, so we are fine. Scene controller we might have to do. We need to set up the inputs. Auto loads I have as few as possible these days. The UI manager I feel like I won't need. The game manager also I feel like I won't need. I will keep it there. But yeah, event bus I've now split from the signal bus. The signal bus technically is the same thing, but the signal bus is for the UI. Maybe I should rename it. Sorry, maybe I should rename it to be like UI signal bus or something like that. Anyway, we're fine. For the input map though, we have to do a few things. So forward, backward, left, right. Although I guess it's up, down, isn't it? Up, down, left, right. Shoot, jump, sprint, pause. Escape for that. Sprint is gonna have to be that. Jump is the space bar. Shoot is obviously the left mouse button. Right is D. Left is A. Down is S. And up is W. Okay, so we got these. I think we're fine with these for now. We got the input map. Am I forgetting anything? Yes, the resolution. Project settings, general. Resolution 800 by 600, 1920 by 1080. I guess it's fine. Do I want to force like pixel art? Maybe. For Doom. Go full HD. Yeah, I think. You think? Go full HD 1920 by 1080 for this? So I don't override the window. In which case I have to keep the canvas items, because otherwise the fonts are gonna go shit. Mouse cursor. Oh! I'd forgotten about this. Rendering, I don't think I need to do anything on the rendering. I don't think I need a navigation map. Well, yeah, I will have to have some pathfinding. Gravity. Gravity matters. Because the gravity vector, I mean, we don't care about 2D too much, but you never know. It's currently at 0 because of the top-down movement, so... Okay, but I think that's it in terms of project setup. Scene controller, we'll think about that later. Setup states and player class. Okay, I guess let's start with that, because we're gonna have to do it today anyway. So, 3D scene, player... Let me move the microphone a bit to the side, because otherwise... Can you still hear me fine? Yeah, I think you will. Player, okay. I'm not gonna touch anything much here. I'm not gonna have any templates. But this needs to be a character body 2D. Character body 3D, actually. And again, I'm gonna try and create one from scratch and fail, most likely, but yeah. And so we change the type here to character body 3D. With a collision shape 3D, which is going to be, obviously, a little capsule. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so put it over there. We'll have to see where the collider is, but like... Okay, so this is gonna be a world collision. And then I guess we have to... You're gonna use Kenny assets? Maybe. I don't know yet. I don't want to do anything special for the map. I just really couldn't care less for a game like this, I'll be honest. What happened to the... Oh, the grid. Why is it using the grid? Okay, it wasn't too clear why I would do that, but alright. I'm thinking I'm gonna use just very simple primitives, but if you have a pack that you want to suggest from Kenny, feel free for this. You might also have sent it to me and I may have forgotten, so... Apologies if that is the case. Anyway, we got the player script here, and what we have to do is just get a state machine and start putting in some states. So, node... This is gonna be idle. This is gonna be walk. This is gonna be sprint. This is gonna be jump. This is gonna be death. And I always like to have a wait state as well. So these are all gonna have a state script. Which, by the way, I believe we have... So it has to inherit from state. And we have to use the template new state. Yes, there we go. So we got the template ready, which we already have. Then we do the same thing. Oh, yeah, my bad. State, same thing here. State, state, state. And state. Although I might rename them to be, because I know what I stumbled upon last time. A bit of confusion between all of the states. So here's what I'm gonna do. Put it in there. Create a new folder called states. And what I'm going to do is, besides putting them all in there, I think what I want to do is rename them all. I think there is a way to bulk rename, isn't there? No, that's F1. Okay, never mind. Player. Player death. So I need to add player at the start. Player, idle. Player. What is it? Death. Oh, okay. Player jump. Player jump. Player sprint. Player wait. And player walk. Because when I look, if I have states for the enemies, when I look at this list, I need to be able to see at a glance what kind of state I'm looking at. Otherwise, I'm gonna go insane again. So that's the state machine. When we go into the components now, we're gonna have components thing over here. And I think what we can do is... Yeah, hitbox, hurtbox, movement component. Ah, yes. Movement component. Health component. And then from hitbox and hurtbox we'll see, but like movement component, health component. Okay, great. Right, so we got the movement component here, which does not, I mean, it just handles movement. Yeah, that's right. I just have to create, like, basically initialize the state machine here. I don't have to do anything special. because everything is handled by the movement component. So nice. Nice. So great. So that means in the player, then I just have to set up the state machine pretty much. So class name player extends character body 3D. Great. Refs, I think I may have to take a look at Crash again, just because that one worked very well. So let's go into Crash and see what we get, where we get to from there. Crash. Where is Crash? Okay, where are all the games? That's concerning. I mean, I can just restore, but yeah, I'll just, you know what? I might just do this. I might just restore this one here. I do not yeah, I think what? Oh, I think I added a bunch of stuff to the git ignore maybe. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, all the Pong and such. Okay, yeah, I messed up. Good thing. Let's just restore this whole thing. I'm going to back up this Doom folder. Yes, but to back up the Doom folder, I first need to add some bits here. Placeholder, interactable, I don't know. Pick up. No, wait. I'm gonna do inherits node 3D. I'm gonna call this pickup just so I can keep the folder structure. Pickup. Okay, I think that's it. Then if I go over here and reload this. Let me just push first. Stage all changes. Am I looking at the right folder though? Because this one hasn't updated. Level elements, tests, entities, enemies, player. I don't think I'm looking at the right folder. Oh, it's here. Ah, there we go. Okay, why is there two Dooms? Yeah, see, that's where I think I messed up a few things. Oh, wait. Ah, whew. Okay, here we are. Okay, those were the placeholder. Okay, woo. I panicked. Yeah, these are the placeholder folders for some reason. This is the actual games. Yes, okay. All right. Pac-Man is there. Okay, good. Woohoo. Right. Okay, I don't have to restore anything. I just had, for some reason, I had stuff that was completely messed up, I guess. What is this Frogger? Okay, this is also empty. Okay, I'm gonna just do that. Okay, perfect. Pong, Frogger, Pong, Jetpack, Asteroids, Pac-Man, Super Mario, Worms, Crash, Doom, Portal, and Minecraft. Okay, this is the correct one. Alright. Okay, so what have we done so far? We've done Doom, project, and player setup. By the way, you always want more female devs on your show. Yeah, I do. I do. Do you have one for me? Hyper Game Dev and High Heart Funny Boys. I Heart Funny Boys, I think I know. I think I even reached out and they didn't respond. But Hyper Game Dev, I don't. Okay, we got that. So I think the project is set up as it should be. For now, we'll close that. Do you have... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm reading private chats in the meantime. Do you have a female? That was a weird one. It was a little bit of a weird one. I don't know what I said anymore, but yeah. Okay, so I wanted to look at Crash. That's the entire thing that led me here. So let's open the player script and see where we get to. If Visual Studio wants to. If Visual Studio wants to collaborate, which clearly it doesn't. Okay, here we are. Yeah, so this is the player script, not the 500 lines of code as your pretty princess, Panda. It's 44. That's all you need. All you need. So I think, well, I don't want to copy and paste. I want to learn to do it from memory. But, I mean, I guess no one is ever going to. So, in terms of references, I don't even have a mesh, but I do need a state machine. Bullshit. Where are the weapons and shooting? More armor. Yeah, sure. Components. So, we need the movement component, we need the health component, and then eventually I have to add the hitbox and such. To do, add the hitbox and hurtbox. Well, not hitbox, add hurtbox. Then I don't care about that one, but the components, yes. Components, dictionary. All the stuff, man. Add some funny status like inverted controls when a wicked witch hits you or something. Yeah. That's a great one. That's a great malus. I don't need the animations even. Jump playback. I don't even need that. I just have to set up the state machine now. Because this player is not going to have any animations. Like, it's just going to be behavior. It's the first person. I won't have feet. So sets up components for dependency injection. And what we have here is components health equals health component, and components movement, we set it to be the movement component. What we can actually do, Nah, it's fine. I mean, I could have a constant, but yeah, it's all right. Because if I put a constant here, let's say const health component, and is a string that's called like this, const movement comp, and it's a string that is movement. Then I can just do this here. And every time I reference them, I can just go into the parent and read it. But I would have to access the parent anyway. So this might go into game constants, but if I put it into game constants, then I'm gonna have to do game constants dot health comp, which I guess it's fine. It's a little bit more. I guess it's a little bit more reliable than whatever I have right now. So components, and that's going to be a string and a string. I might just do it that way. I like to type it out. So now we have to do game constants dot health component, and same thing here, game constants dot health dot movement component. It's a bit more reliable when I'm referencing them outside of where I am right now. So at least it's a little bit more fail-safe. Then I don't need to start the state machine for the animation. But I can initialize now. Initialization. So state machine.init self. There's no animation tree in this case. So null, although I don't know if I can give it a null value. And then for the components dictionary is just the components up there. I need to keep it as a value in the initialization function because the enemies are going to have an animation tree. So unless I pass the animations as a component, which I could do, I could pass the animation tree as a component. So I avoid doing this shit thing, but anyway. And then what we have to do is very simply function input state machine dot input dot handle input with event. Then what we simply have to do is process state machine dot update with delta, and then physics process state machine dot physics update delta. And components game constant dot movement comp dot tick delta. So this allows the component to always be processed no matter what happens, which I'm going to need in every possible state, so that's fine like that. So that's good. Hey Kida, what are you looking at? You're looking outside? Beautiful little kitsy. Hey Kida. She's cute. I wish you could see her more. She just doesn't come up here that often, but yeah. I mean, she's over there. But whatever. Okay, so this is the player script. It's a very simple. It's even shorter than the other. 33 lines of code. What about that, Panda? 33 lines of code. I mean, it's probably going to be 36, let's say, because I'm going to add the hurtbox and hitbox. But that's all I need for the player script. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that neat? Okay. We set up the player very roughly. Let me check the princess. Oh no. Oh no. Before we get into the menus, maybe we do the scene controller. So, I think I had a scene control. Flashbang. I think I had a scene controller in Nonno. But I don't know if I have Nonno here. Godot, Game Jams. I don't. I'm gonna go and grab it from Codeberg. Flashbang! Don't look at my password, please. Repositories. Okay, we've got... no, here we go. Why is it private? It shouldn't be private. Maybe I wanted to... I mean, maybe it was a bit more of an intimate... I don't know why. Maybe I just forgot to make it public. I mean, I'll make it public eventually. Right. So, UI, I believe it is. Loading screen. I think... Is it the main menu that does... Okay, let's see. Game manager dot change scene. So I've got the scene controller inside the game manager, I believe. This is not where I want to have it. Let me go and see. Pretty sure it's in there. Singletons. Game manager. There we go. Oh my god, I remember this. Change scene. There we go. So adds the loading screen. It does the fade out with the little rectangle, fade rectangle. I guess. Let me see. Godot scene controller. I want to do it properly. The smart way to change scenes in Godot. Okay, let's see what this fine chap tells us.
And deleting your Godot engine scene tree when changing
Godot
levels or loading scenes in your game. This tutorial will change how you think about your scene structure.
Okay.
These tutorials are part of a long series of user interface tutorials for Godot, and as always, you can get the source files for this and all of my Godot tutorials on my Patreon. In this video, we'll set up a scene container structure where we can load and unload scenes.
417 lines of code for error alone. Okay.
Without deleting everything in the tree.
I've got a tenth of that.
Saving and loading data between different scenes. And in fact, you can just keep things like your UI or your player scene untouched with this setup. The idea is we create a main scene that will contain our three main game components. 3D, 2D, and UI. These containers will hold any scene we load and unload, and everything will be controlled via the main game controller.
Interesting.
First,
okay, let's see what this man says.
With a basic node as the root. Name this something like game controller and attach a new script. At a base.
Is it 2D to display sprites in the world? Maybe. That's smart. Combining 3D and 2D.
2D and control node as children, and name them World 3D, World 2D, and GUI. The game controller script will contain functions that load and unload scenes. Remember, we're doing this manually, so we have more flexibility in what we actually do with the old scenes. We don't have to delete them. We could just hide them or remove them from the tree.
Yeah, which is the idea.
Why does this matter? First, I suggest you check out the link in the description for a more in-depth explanation of the pros and the cons, but basically it boils down to memory and data.
Yeah.
Deleting a scene or node removes it from memory and you have no access to its data. Hiding a scene keeps the data accessible.
That's a fair point, actually. I could still access data from other scenes.
It doesn't update, but do this too much and it could bog down the CPU. Removing a scene keeps it in memory, but it no longer updates with new data. It's easy to add to the tree again, but the data within the scene could become old. We want this game controller script to be accessible everywhere, so we need a global auto-load script, and you can do that by going to Project Settings,
none of that shit.
Node. And the global script, add a variable game controller and set it to the game controller type. And the game controller script, set class name to game controller and add this line to the ready function to set the variable reference in the global script. You should now be able to access the script from any other node or script. Add export variables for three scene types, 3D, 2D, and control, and set those in the inspector. Add three more variables to hold a currently loaded scene for each. I've loaded my splash screen manager from the last episode in the GUI spot and have set that node as the current GUI scene. This could be your own scene, or you can load your first scene dynamically in script later. Then we add the first of three similar functions, change GUI scene. This function takes a parameter from the new scene we want, which will be the scene location in the file system, a delete boolean for if we want to delete the old scene, and a keep running boolean for when we want to just hide the scene and keep it running in the background. It
removes the child. It removes the scene as a child, but it keeps it in memory. Interesting. So it's an orphan scene, but you can re-add it if you want because it's still there. You can still access it whenever you want. Interesting.
It only matters if we don't delete the
Never thought of that. Never thought of that. Could you do pooling with this? Or would it be too memory intensive? Because if I were to remove a child from like a container, for example, then it would just be... Well, I would need a reference to that child somehow. So maybe it's not as... Okay, never mind.
In the function, check if the current GUI scene is null. If it's not, then we check if we want to delete it. If we do, we free the scene. If we want to keep it,
you're not seeing me already.
Set the visible property to false.
There we go.
If we don't want to run it, we remove it, but keep it in memory. Then we load and instantiate the new scene, add that scene as a child to the GUI container node, and set the current GUI scene to the new scene. You could make this more complex in your handling of the scenes, but this is a basic setup that will load and unload your scenes. Create the same function with adjusted references to 2D and 3D in these two other functions. We can now test our scene change. In my splash screen manager, we currently use the change scene to packed function when we press a key to skip the splash screens. Now we can replace that with this line to load our main menu scene when we press a key.
Very cool. I've been watching this 4-minute video for 2 hours. No, I get exactly what he's doing. Okay. I could swear there's another one that is possible. Okay, let's see.
In this episode of my GODOT UI tutorial series, we're transition controller scene over the rest of the nodes.
This is the same guy, but like, is he doing anything different here?
Rest of the nodes and animate a black background. First, create a new
the transitions.
The color
okay.
property of the color rect transition controller with this structure. The color rect will have a
why the animation player? I could just do the tween.
Alpha setting of 0. Set layout mode to anchors and anchor to full rect. In the animation player, create a new animation called fade in and create an animation track for the color property of the color rect node. The animation length should be 1 second. Set the alpha to 255 or 100% on the first frame and 0 on the last frame. Create another animation called fade out and reverse the color settings we created. 0 on the first frame and 100% on the last frame. Next, add the transition controller scene to your main scene. If you're working from your own setup, you want the transition controller scene to be at the bottom of the scene tree so it has a higher layer.
Like I see, the scene controller or manager and the transition controller, they can just be modules that I then import in other projects. Like these are just very modular.
In the transition controller scene, add a script. Set the class name to scene transition controller and add 2 export variables to reference our color rect node and animation player node.
Yeah.
Be sure to assign those in the inspector.
I mean, I don't need the color rectum
of the animation.
I don't need the animation controller for the color rectum.
In our case, the scene should now be black and we can swap our scenes. After we run our scene change code,
it waits the animation finish, but you can do it with a tween.
Run
like
another transition to fade in the scene. Remember to be able to fade in and fade out when changing scenes to each function as well. You should now be able to fade in and fade out when changing scenes. You can also create your own animations and run those, including shader-based transitions.
Yeah, okay. I kind of knew this. Okay, perfect. I should do this, the crash course for UI and control nodes, although I kind of know them by now, but still useful to do, I guess. Okay. So, I guess what I want to do is actually something similar to this. So the way I set it up was I might need it to be in main with the GUI world 3D. I don't know why you would need a world 3D and a world 2D. Maybe someone asked the same question. Let's see. There's a type of information change. 2D and 3D. I mean, I don't know. Why would you want 2D and 3D? GODOT Y mix 3D and 2D. The strength of both dimensions, such as using a 3D world of physics for accurate depth and lighting, will give me 2D sprites for character art, overlaying crisp 2D user interfaces on top of immersive 3D game environments. Yeah, but for that one you use the control node and you just plonk interfaces there. Unless you make them with sprites, but even then, I mean, yeah, I really don't see why you would mix 3D and 2D together. Unless you know, you want to swap between the two. Which you could do. Like the Plucky Squire style. But you can't apply physics to control nodes. That is true. But why would you want to apply physics to UI? Well, I guess you could want to apply physics to UI. Can you overlay 2D on top of the 3D, though, without a canvas layer? Cool animations, maybe. Yeah, cool animations, maybe. I mean, I'm not gonna think about it too hard. I'm gonna do a 3D now, and if I find, I mean, it's an easy change. If I find a use case for having both inside this game specifically. I would have to have, like, the enemies in Doom are billboarded. But you can use a sprite 3D and enable billboarding on that one. So which, by the way, I found out that you can actually add billboarding to mesh instance 3Ds. Is it invisibility? No. Is it in sorting? No. Geometry. No, maybe it's in the primitive, not this. Maybe it's in mesh, CSG mesh, maybe. No. Don't remember, but oh, and in the material, maybe in the material, yeah. I think it might have been in a material. So if I do, like, say for example a cube, go in here, flip faces, no, but the material, if I, oh gods, just send a material, distance, fade, proximity, billboard, there you go. Here in the material, so you can billboard a material, see? Which is very interesting to me. I mean, it just, you don't have to do any fancy functions or anything like that. You can do it just like that. And you've got a billboard already. Just follows the camera. That is cool. I mean, it doesn't look like it's working perfectly, but it's kind of working. There's a little billboarding in 2.5D. Yeah, there is. Okay, so let's get moving. So this man said, don't want to get stuck on the scene controller for like ages. That this is an easy one to do. So do I want to make it a singleton or do I want to make it a non-singleton? And actually, let me just do it this way, because picture in picture. There you go. Do I want to make it a singleton or do I want to make it a non-singleton? Probably not a singleton. I guess it would have to be here in the GUI. In the GUI. Of course, singleton. No. There's no need. We don't do singletons here. No, we do them. But we only do them when absolutely strictly necessary. So, let's, what did he do? Did he do a control node? I think he did a control node. And we call this scene controller. And then we also do another one, which is the transition controller. But that's super easy. I can do it with my eyes closed. Okay, so scene controller.
Controller type. And the game controller script.
And we actually give it the script that does. So the extends control, scene name, scene controller. Extends control. Yes. Yeah, no, scene name, of course. Class name. Okay.
Set class name to game controller and add this line to the ready function to set the variable reference in the global script.
I don't even know what like global dot. Yeah, I think this is like an old thing that
you should
GODOT
now be able to
anymore.
access the script from any other node or script. Add export variables for the three scene types, 3D.
Right, so we have to do this. Refs export var world 3D node 3D export var GUI. It's a canvas layer in my case. Find it a lot easier to handle it that way. Then var current 3D scene is a node 3D. And a current GUI scene is a canvas layer.
2D, and control, and set those in the inspector. Add 3 more variables to hold a currently loaded scene for each.
Wait, though, it could be not a canvas layer. Never done scene manager before. Yes, but very rarely. Usually I just change scene to packed or something like that.
Splash screen manager from the last episode in the GUI spot and have set that node as the
So I just want to do properly now.
GUI scene. This could be your own scene
Okay. So when this starts, we're saying that we want to load the scene control. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what it's trying to do. Okay.
Or you can load your first scene dynamically in script later. Then we add the...
So wait, it's doing all of this in main. Don't I want to do it in scene controller? I guess I want to do it in scene controller, but that is in main. That can go in main.
In the GUI spot and have set that
Fade to black a swipe and pan animation. I dare you then to make at least 3 scene animation. No, fuck that. I'm gonna do it with Portal maybe. The fade to black swipe and pan animation, great, but also I think, yeah, I think with a shader I should be able to do it fairly easy.
node as the current GUI scene. This could be your own scene, or you can load your first scene dynamically.
I have to go into. I have to check. I have to get the not the vertex. The maybe it is the vertex. No, it's probably the fragment shader actually.
Script later. Then we add the first of 3 similar functions. Change.
Damn it! I lost it again.
Similar functions. Change.
No, mate.
In script later.
All right. Okay. This is what we want to do in main probably, which is over here. Oh yeah, main already has a little bit of a, yeah, setup here, load main menu, lose life. Oh yeah, these are all of the things that I did for Crash. 4-minute video for 40 minutes to watch it. Yeah. As usual. Right. So I think I wanna. Maybe I can keep the scene controller inside here. I don't know. Because here, when I'm doing load main menu. Like I feel like I have to rewrite this a little bit. So lose life, I don't know why it's here. Oh yeah, because it's main. It's kind of like a data controller. Yeah, with Crash I did a few things that I think overlapped at some point. Game over. This feels like it should be in the scene controller. Which actually, because I'm doing it with here, yeah, I can just reference it as a child. So I can just do this. Yeah. And then when I want to call something, I can just do it there. Right, let's just set up the scene controller first, then we'll think about everything else.
Then we add the first.
So, I don't know if I want to add change GUI scene first, but that's my brain. Function change GUI scene. New scene is actually a string. Then delete is a bool. This equals to true unless I say not. Then keep running. Bool equals to false. Then I do that. Void. Oh my god, and go. Oh my god, and go over here. Not a fan of. Okay, gonna have to suffer a little bit because I'm suffering with this big interface. Right, so then if current GUI scene is not equal to null, if delete, then current GUI scene dot queue_free removes scene entirely. Elif keep running. Current GUI scene dot visible equals false. Keeps in memory. Else, if both of those are false, it's not a good Doom remake until you port it to a pregnancy test. Hey Fox and May, nice to have you here. How are you doing? Yeah, it is very true. I should make it run on my fridge. Actually, in my oven. It is probably possible. GUI dot remove child. Current GUI scene. keeps in memory does not run. Then we do var new load new scene dot instantiate, so we don't preload the scene. That is interesting. GUI dot add child new, and then current GUI scene equals new. So as he said, then now I just have to do the same thing but for 3D. So function change 3D scene, new scene, the signature we have to do the same, string delete is a bool that is true by default, keep running is a bool that is false by default, void, and we just copy this literally but change the references. So if current yeah 3D, there we go. Okay, so we got the scene controller, it's done. Play Doom on Ass Bacteria. I mean, the LG washing machine's got a compatible sound card. Yeah, I don't have an LG washing machine. What is my washing machine? I don't remember. It's a rental house anyway. 2102 Game Studio wants to send you a message. I don't know about that. Let's see what it is about. Maybe an interview. Someone mentioned me in their story. Oh, oops. It's actually a guest. Sorry. Oh yeah, it's Sukare. Okay, yeah. It's Flint. Oh, I didn't remember his actual name. It's a studio name. Episode 99, Panda, which I assume you might have already listened to. 100 is right around the corner, just a week away. Lovely emotes you have there, my friend Fox. That's a very cute one. Obviously split in two. I have not listened yet. Shame. You're falling behind, my friend. So this instantiates it as a whatever it is. So I'm just gonna do that. I wonder why I have them. Yeah, I wonder why. Can we have a new variable as well? Okay, whatever. That is fair, actually. You can't really give it a fair set type. Same thing here. Great, so we got a scene controller now. The transition controller, I think I can grab it from Nono as I was saying, but let me just put the music back, because now... Okay, so what else did it do here?
And keep it running in the back. Running, we set the scenes, but
I don't think it does anything else.
We currently use...
Oh, yeah, just with pressing a scene, and then just does that, and load scene, okay. Yeah. Totally not because Fox friend. Yeah, I'm sure it's not the reason. So then, now that we have this way to change the 3D scene to anything we want, and the GUI to anything we want, I think we go back to main, and I think, again, we can go back to having music now. There we go. At this point... Load main menu doesn't quite work. We have to get the scene controller and just call that one instead. Ah, and we don't need that spawn level anymore. How's the day been? I've been busy working on making my Linux setup even more fucking complicated. Oh, another Linux friend. Nice. Well, I stream from Windows, but I use Linux every day pretty much. And Panda here is also a Linux acolyte. I mean, he converted me to Linux, so... You're among friends of the penguin here. What's your distro? Look at me using all the technical language, even though I've had Linux for a couple of months. But yeah, my day's been fine. I mean, I've worked, I've went to the doctor for like an ear appointment. Nothing major, just checking my ears and then there was like the eclipse here, obviously, so I think I'm using Linux for about 1 year now. Oh, you already know. I already know? I do. Huh. Is it Fox Desktop? Ah, yeah, see, Panda is the expert here when it comes to those things. So... Okay, so this actually means I have to... If I have a level UI, then... Level UI.instantiate. The spawn level is not like... Okay, oh, that's what we can do. It has to be a string, not a packed scene. We want to clear the GUI, but like... No, but that's not what we want to do now, because now if we clear the GUI, we are removing the entire interface. So maybe it does make sense for main to be also the game controller and the scene controller. Because what if we want to flush the GUI? GUI at child, yeah, because we're getting references to the parent, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I will say. Let me check this one again. Yeah, the game controller is doing that, and the splash screen manager is another thing. Arch Linux. Ah. Using only Linux for 20 months now, so developing tools and learning has been a fun part for, apart from the vomiting sometimes, yeah. I think we can all relate to that. Okay, I think maybe having the scene controller as part of the GUI is not the smartest idea. I might have to have it as a sibling of main. Not a sibling, sorry, a child of main. So this one needs to turn into an actual node. Which actually means, I mean, might as well make it at the singleton at that point. Rather than managing the relationship via signals. Which is what I wanted to do. But crucially, I want it to be detached from main. So end game. Ah, there we go. What if we no, but yeah, no, but that makes sense actually. Okay. So with game over, end game, end menu scene is end level menu.instantiate. However, we go in game constants. Ah, we are preloading. That's not what we want to do. Now we have the strings instead that are doing all the loading. So if I go into the UI, oh no, wait. Where are the menus? Where are the menus? I don't think there are menus. Interesting. There should be menus. Where are they? Ah, here in the UI modules. Okay. So this one, yeah. Start menu, then game over menu, end level menu, and level UI. No, like actually vomiting. Oh no, sorry. Claim github.com. Their certificate is invalid right now. Alright. Trying to get VR working and a combo of Proton plus Nvidia plus Wayland plus HDR is not happening. I have multiple times ended up getting sick while modifying and testing VR settings. Oh no. Oh no, that sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, and I've got an Nvidia card as well. It's a nightmare to get it working decently in Linux. Just... ugh. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I mean, I guess I don't have to do that. I can just do it like that. On ready and on ready. Grab our references, that's fine. They're going nowhere anyway. Okay, so we got the scene controller. We got a reference to the scene controller here, which now is its own little child. Spawn level, no, we don't care about that. Yeah, and then it does that. GUI call defer. Oh wait, I have to change something in the scene controller. Change the 3D scene. Yeah, there you go. World 3D. Dot call deferred, as we've heard, as we've learned. Add child. New. Okay. So we do the same thing but with GUI. GUI. Not tested my VR setting yet on Linux. Yeah, I've got a VR headset, but I don't really use it, so I'm fine as it is. GUI scene. Okay, I think we've got everything as is intended to be. We're 3D.call deferred, add child new, which it instantiates. So what main does here, I don't think we have to care about that. Right. And then what we're trying to do is checking that the level is actually ready, but that is, I don't know how we can do it by doing this thing here. If you want to set anything in the level, I think we have to do it in ready. But if we want to pass data from main to the level, that might be a little bit funny. So what we actually want to do is scene controller dot change 3D scene to level. That's it, really. So we delete it. Level UI, that is for the GUI though. Set up. Let's say game. Nah, let's just set up level. Then here, level UI.lives counter equals player lives, but we're not really doing this. Then load main menu, I mean, it's the same thing, isn't it? Except... oh, well, I mean, we just have to change to the main menu, don't we? Lose life feels like it shouldn't be here, but we'll keep it for now. Refresh UI, I mean, I think the whole level UI idea is a little bit broken, honestly, so I'm gonna just not keep it. I'll remove the level UI idea entirely. I don't think it should be managed here. I managed to get my entire production stack. Nah, you typed it right. I managed to get my entire production stack working today. Proton G 10.34 with HDR enabled and OBS VK capture, OBS game with game capture, custom override HDR, SDR tone map to then finally end up with a stupid Twitch stream. Not to mention next to this is 2 other Proton instances for VBridger and VTube Studio alongside a custom script to get GPU frame buffer copy and YouTube and V2 Studio working. Wow, that sounds like you really had your work cut out for you there, man. or friend anyway. Don't want to misgender in any way. Wow. Insane. I have to admit, I understand half of what you said. but especially on the VK Capture and VBridger, I suppose it's for VTube Studio, something like that. Yeah, interesting. I also made pipewire syncs so I can split audio. Nice. I should try to set up my stream on Linux because I do a lot of development there these days. And honestly, it's less buggy than Windows, especially Godot. I mean, not always. Sometimes Godot misbehaves there, but... So, for ready, what we want to do is scene controller dot change GUI scene to the main menu. Game constants dot start menu. Go to menu. I mean, it's in the signal bus. I mean, I guess I can just do it that way. Go to menu. Level. String. Oh, actually, scene. I got all my stuff in a working state now, so it's all about building it up from here. Yeah, nice, nice. I want to set it up too at some point. I say scene control. No, wait. That's not what we want to do. Ah, look at that. Some of the levels, setup level. No, we don't have setup level even. We don't have to worry about this whole thing here. Both these signals can be handled inside the... We don't have the level UI anymore either. End game, all of these, I think they should be... No, well, I mean, this should probably be... Oh, let's just do this. End menu scene. But yeah, I had to figure out what port the iPhone and V-Bridge used to talk so I could allow it through the firewall. That was annoying because I thought something was broken, but it was just... oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, as soon as you get into port and device communication, it becomes a bit of a mess. Okay, scene controller dot change GUI scene and menu scene, but like I don't even need to do that. And level menu, yeah, that's it. Here we don't have a clear GUI. And same thing here, like if we're game over, what we have to do is just this through the scene controller, game over menu. So we call game over, the player lives go to 0. Okay, this I can stand behind, I guess. This sets up the level. But yeah, like you see, I mean, I feel like we don't. Although technically we're connecting the signal to the child, so maybe. Game over does that. End game does that. Yeah. I think I can do that then. Signal bus dot go to menu dot connect. What is it? Setup level. Setup level dot bind. Game constants dot start menu. There we go. And we close that. And what was the other one? Signal bus dot load level. I think it was. Let me just make sure. Still very okay, load level. Okay, I feel like I don't need to do that. Although the main menu is gonna try and do stuff like that, but we'll get to that later. So I think we've got the scene controller working, I believe. But we don't exactly have a level right now, do we? Technically, it should work. Yeah, it hasn't crashed. There are errors, but non-existent resource. Oh, win game BG. Ah, yeah, well, of course, because all of the main menus, they don't have. All of the menus don't have. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's fine. Open. Yeah, all these labels and containers, like all this stuff, I don't really need. Just remove it and save this. This one should be fine. This one says Smash Randicoot still. Game title is well, Doom technically, but these are so small. Yeah, because of that, obviously. So it wasn't full HD at the time. The start menu, and then the game over menu also has some missing references, but we can worry about that later. Same thing here. End level menu. It doesn't have the script. Oh, it doesn't have the script. Ah, well, yeah, of course. So it should be associated like this. Over menu. Level UI, which I don't know if I'm gonna use here. Well, yeah, I have to. In the start menu here. I got my Stream Deck working. Someone even made a VS Code Codium plugin, so that's neat. Huh. Okay. Sneaky copy pasta. What do you mean, Panda? Have you tried Project Tools upgrade project files? Oh, I haven't. Let me see. What does that do? Different engine version may have minor differences. Ah, okay. Load and resave every text binary. Okay, well, let's try that. I don't know what that did, but maybe it worked. If we do this now, what happens? Ah. Ah, wait. We'll type control to a canvas layer? What did we get? Oh, yeah. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, because they're not canvas layers, are they? They're controls, okay. I think I can do that then. What dish should we make this guy install? You should clean up references and such. Thank you, Panda. I'll be using it for others too. World. Oh yeah, it's not world anymore. It's world 3D. So now we should be able to. Yeah. Okay. Technically, we got it, but we just. I don't think the start menu is hooked up correctly. Is it? Ah, it emits the load level, but game constants dot level. Oh no, we don't even have a level yet. I think I'm gonna do start game instead of load level. So signal bus start game. Then main handles that. So signal bus start game, which actually should technically be an event bus, but I'll put it there for now. So this needs to be bind to level, let's say main level, which we don't have yet, but we will. UI game. For now it's null, but we'll just update it later. We both use Kubuntu. I don't like this. Ubuntu. Dumb snaps. Employed and married and father to use Arch Linux. Honestly, this was my very first experience with Linux, so I was happy with doing something a little bit more user friendly. But Panda remembers I wanted to try Arch Linux, which might have been quite an interesting experience back then. You can fix all these things with simple use of fleeing the country and starting a new life. Flat packed, yeah. Honestly, I'm almost 40. I'm kind of sick of fiddling with my OS and computer and shit. I just want to use. Oh no, you're getting to that age where everything needs to just work. Damn it, Panda. It's coming for you too. Else, yeah, I guess we have to do setup level. No, wait, level is, did I put it main level or level 01? Main level. Okay, it's gonna be a string. So this should work now. Yeah, obviously it crashes because there's nothing there. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got the wiring, everything works. So we have the scene controller, which I'm definitely going to reuse in another project. In terms of main menu, that works, and I believe that the game over menu is going to work too. Let me just test that very quickly. Yeah, that works already. That's amazing. Well, kinda, I guess. We want to do start game. Yeah. Emits. Let me see if that is. Well, it has emitted the start game thing, but yeah, but because we haven't loaded main, that doesn't quite work. Okay, and then end level menu. Okay. Start game.emit. Oh, I never updated the score label for Crash. Okay, that's on me, I think. Right, so we've imported all the modules. We created a scene controller. We created all the menus. We are basically set up for this project, so we can finally. It's only not very opinionated. At least they have better humor and support documents than Ubuntu. I love my scene controller. Works a treat for PS3 emulation. I have ordered. Well, I mean, not ordered. I have reserved a Steam controller. They say I want to be able to buy it in 2027. So I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. But I hear it's very good. So maybe it's worth it. I also wanted to get an 8-bit do controller for my girlfriend. I hear they're pretty good. They're pretty solid for what they cost. Okay, so what's next? The actual player controller. Now this is gonna be fun. I did a first-person player controller in the past. It was stupidly complicated. It had like the sliding, and so I just want a very simple player controller. First person player controller, GODOT, and let's see where that gets us. No, juiced up my ass. I just want a very simple. This might do.
Hello everyone, in this tutorial,
Hello? Yes. Okay.
I'll be showing you how to make a first-person controller in Godot 4. To get started, let's create
Let's
a
watch
new
this first and see what happens.
character body, 3D. Let's name that player.
Oh, I love this guy. I love how he explains things. Like, let's name it player, and then let's do a first-person controller. He's great.
Let's create a new
Juice up my. Fair enough. Point taken. I always wanted to have the 8-bit Deuce NES, but you can buy them anymore for whatever reason, really. Probably Nintendo.
This will be a.
That would be my
console.
guess.
Let's shake up our player a little bit. Add in a collision shape. This will also be a capsule. Great.
Okay, we have that so far.
Let's put the camera right around there.
Why do we have a pill? Oh yeah, well I guess we kind of want to see ourselves move at some point.
Your script. And you'll notice that we already have a good chunk of our.
We have a good
our
chunk. We do.
So we can move around and.
Yeah. We
But
can.
look around. So that's obviously a big thing that we need.
Yeah. By the way, let me just. I know. Well,
Before we add that though, let's go fix up our input map a little bit. Let's go add in a left or relative to be able to actually work.
Yeah, which actually makes me think. Oh God, what did I do? Which actually makes me think I should you say juice up my ass, in which case what flavor? I like the pineapple and blueberry juice. I like orange juice, but I think that would be a little bit bitter for the purpose. I like apple juice. Apple juice would be very sweet. Let's see. So we got the death, idle, jump. All of these we kind of have to configure it all. We have the movement controller in the player already, but we have to kind of play around with that. So we do the jump. There's timer, body velocity. Okay, we actually jump in there, but we're not controlling any movement. If direction, body transform basis. Yeah, we kind of have to work out the input direction. Yeah, the dare. The dare. So in physics update, I want to do components, game constant, no, parent dot, what is it? Oh God, wait, the parent, what did I put in there? Oh no, I put it in the game in the constants. Okay, never mind. Game constants dot movement comp dot dare equals input dot get vector. I think it's, yeah, I think it's get vector. So get vector negative, so left, right, yeah, negative y, so I think it's down and then up. In 3D they're inverted for some weird reason. Okay, I think this would be enough, but I guess I need to do a test level. Test level to me! Game, main, scene controller. Yeah, alright. Levels. I'm gonna do a new scene that is a 3D scene. We're gonna call it test level. Test level, here we go. And we create a little plane here. Mesh instance 3D. Make it a plane indeed. No. Want to make it much bigger though. Transform, scale, woo! Okay. And we just put a player in there. We'll be fine. Okay. Obviously there is no camera, so camera 3D, and we just put the camera, I don't know, just as to do. Oh, and the player, I guess it makes sense to give it a mesh. Just so we can see it in the actual freaking scenery. So, no. There. There. Yeah, I think that's fine. Have you got any gaming done on Linux yet then? Ubuntu still stuck with 595 drivers has been on 610 for weeks. 580 driver. Jesus, it runs smoother than on Windows. Yeah, okay. Beer boof and I need my vitamin C. Yeah, I've been playing. What have I played on Linux recently? I think all of Final Fantasy VIII, but that's hardly recent. I tried playing Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a Final Fantasy mood right now. I've tried playing Final Fantasy 16, but I kept having freezes and other shit. So unfortunately, that one I'm playing on Windows, which is still unstable, but at least it doesn't freeze and doesn't crash without crashing even. But I blame Square Enix there, not Linux. You're part of the problem why people ain't switching to Linux, by the way, with all this shit talking over your own community. That's just my opinion. Oh no. Don't fight, guys. Don't fight. What is Tuxcart? Never heard of that. What is Tuxcart? No, I never heard of that. I never played a Final Fantasy. Oh. Well, I can recommend it. I mean, it depends. If you like fantasy, then you're gonna like it, but I like the series. I've played the 7, 8 now, just recently. I played 9, love 9. I love 7 as well. I love 8 as well. I just love 7, 8, 9. I played a bit of 10, but never finished it. 12, but never finished it. 13, I haven't played. I played 15, what a load of bullshit. And I'm playing 16 now, and I'm loving it. So, yeah. So... yeah, so we are over here. We go into the test level. So what happens if we try and move now? Oh. Yeah, well, of course. Yes. Yeah, because we don't have the animation tree. Yeah, of course. Because we don't have an animation tree here. I think what we can do is avoid setting up animations here, and if I really need them, then because this is for states, right? So if I really need them, I'll go into state here, animation tree for complex animations. If I really need them, I will pass them on as components, but for now I'm just gonna keep them out. I just need a Final Fantasy X remake. I'll play nothing else then for the next 3 years. Yeah, that is legit. But honestly, I think I'm going to do... yeah, wait. Honestly, I think I'm gonna try and do... first of all, I want to play Sea of Stars. But... oh, wait. Non-existent state new. Yeah, I have to set up a few things, don't I? Okay, let me set up the player state machine. So, where are we? Player. Yeah, I have to set up the state machine. Let's put some music. Let's make a lot of fun, and I haven't not done a real level yet. Yeah, no, I think you're really trying to do a really fun and cool thing there. That's the okay. Locked state is wait. Dead state is death. The earth and bubble spells do feel great. Yeah. I think you're doing a great job there with all the additional spells and such, so... that's obviously idle. Walk, not that I'm gonna need the animations that much, but... sprint. Jump. Death. Okay. So idle, what does idle do? Handle input. I don't remember how I did it with Crash. Let me just have a look. States. Idle. I'm pretty sure if I detect any sort of input, I just switch to another state, but I want to make sure. Oh my god, Visual Studio. For the love of God, please. Gonna open it with like text edit. Well, no, because Windows isn't. I am so tired of Microslop. So idle does that upon entering. Yeah, obviously that. If event, okay, if event is action pressed, jump or spin, components get the. Oh, okay. So if the direction exists, then we go into run. All right, yeah, fair enough. So what do we got here? You know what? This is the bit that I don't like about node-based state machines. I have to do this manually every single time. Handle input. If input event is not input event key, return. So today someone is making OBS but in Godot, so there's hope you can stream soon from Linux without any problems. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Godot is great for making apps, like the control node and such. Is just it's a great little program for doing that too. So what was I doing here? Checking the... Oh no, I don't care about the input. Well, I do. I want to do that. Don't care about the sprint. Oh no, but I want to only transition to sprinting while I'm in the walking state, which is where a state machine is actually going to be quite cool. Okay, then in the physics update, what we actually do is... Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we we override the components game constants dot movement comp dot dir equals input get vector. Actually, have all the LOC2 but scattered across many scripts. Yeah, but like when something breaks, I know where to go. Also, it's very compartmentalized. Because it's just like it's easier to maintain. Let's put it that way. It's if I want to add a behavior to the jump, I go in the jump state, and I don't have to worry that it's going to break something else in another state. So I know my monolith very well. Good for you, my friend. I think if it works for you, it works for you. Right, down, up. If okay, let's do it like this. Var input dir equals this. If input dir, then transitioned dot emit to walk state, which we still have to add. Walk state, actually. Yeah, there we go. So that's fine. So we got the walk state, we got the jump state. We don't care about the spin state here. Anything else that we want to do? No, this is the move set that we're gonna do. Like the 20 game challenge says walk, jump, sprint, and shoot, or something else, something like that. Let me see. So it says walk forwards and backwards, strafe, and jump. Doesn't say anything else about the moveset, so I'm happy with this. What do you say about Big Walk? First time I heard the genre friendslop with that game, but it sounds like fresh baked bread. What do you mean first time you heard the genre friendslop? There's Peak and there's all of those. But yeah, no, it sounds like fresh baked bread. A lot of people like friendslop is a super popular genre, but the idea of having to play around with the netcode that doesn't sit right with me. I'd be miserable probably. So walk. Okay, so when we go into walk state here, we've got this vector, and I think what I did for crash was is the run. Like, literally, it couldn't get any more bloated. Look at this. It's not even opening the freaking script. I'm moving on to text edit or something like that. Oh, see, when I try to open it with another app, it panics and is like, no, wait, please. Okay, same thing here. We just have to be able to transition into another state, or idle state, and the jump state, because we want to be able to jump from here. And then for the movement, this is what we want to do. Yeah, that's what I thought. So if parent velocity is the y is smaller than 0. What do you mean smaller than 0? Oh yeah, because velocity is a 2D vector. Okay. And then here we check the length of the velocity, and then okay, transition to emit idle state. So this should give us enough to actually start walking, but let me just make sure. Yeah, this is just for the transitions. This is just to check the events. Walk timer, okay, then we will have sound effects eventually. This is just to be able to jump. So I think that if we now make sure that everything is set up, we can at least go in idle and walking, and we should be alright already. I think you scared off Fox on Main, by the way. Poor guy was taking the piss. He said that, or they said that. Body is on floor. What body? Wait. Movement components. Body is supposed to be... Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to set up the components, actually. So movement component, the body is supposed to be moi. For the health component, yeah, that's fine. Okay, now we can try. Wait. Camera. I'm all in for trash talking. Yeah, okay, cool. That guy was a bit too serious about his Arch cult. I mean, you know, the Arch Linux people, you know how Arch Linux users are. I think we can all live to co-live in the same space. It's fine. Oh, well, okay, that did not go as planned because I don't have a collision shape here. Static body child's bounding box. Is that gonna work? I don't know if it is gonna work. The player is on layer, let's say 2. No, layer 1. I'm asking for all of these layers, 2, 3, 4. Because this one is on layer 2. I'm asking for all besides that. Let's see if that one works. Okay. Oh. There's no mesh. Mesh. Body.mesh.rotate. Ah, yeah, because I don't have a mesh. I think it makes sense to have at least a mesh, even if it were like a little invisible, even. Just go into the player and go in here. And do it like that. Caps mesh. And do it this way. Okay, that should work now. Oh yeah, it works. We've got movement. Perfect, we got movement. We don't have any lights in this scene, so let me just add a bit of environment. Sun and environment, just to have a little bit of light. Okay, there we go. Now, I feel like... Yeah, I don't think this is the right direction for the camera, is it? Oh, well, actually, it might be. Which means the movement is inverted potentially. I have no idea. What we can do is attach this to the player and start moving that way. No, but I think if we attach it to the player this way, we're gonna be all right. Let's make it a child of the player and see where we get to with this. Right. Yeah. They are definitely inverted controls. Okay. So I have to invert it in the... Leave it inside the player capsule. Yeah, technically. Like that. But... first, let me just adjust these controls. Movement component. You have to go into the walk state again. Where is this? Up and down. Same for idle, actually. I think I want to swap them. So I don't want to do anything stupid here. Okay. Let's try again. Now we should be in the right spot. Yes. Okay. moving exactly as intended. Now, we've got first-person player movement, but we need camera movement. That's not really as straightforward as it might seem, because first we have to capture mouse movement. Second, we have to allow for the rotation. So it won't render the player in the camera. Okay. I've done 1 FPS yet together with Game Dev TV. I can remember anything from that, yeah.
Camera?
Okay, let's see. So
set that to our camera 3D.
okay, but we
And now our camera sense.
because I think we also want to do some movement,
Right? Down here.
like the camera bobbing.
Create a function called rotate camera.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Let's pass in our
So the camera needs to be a child of the player's scene, not just in there. And the weapon's also very weird later. Yeah, well, I mean, that I'll cross the bridge when I come to it. For now, I think I want to focus on making this work. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do in there and just give it to the player like that. I kind of feel actually this should be the opposite way, but oh well. But if it is the opposite way and we turn it, put it to 90 degrees and put it there, because this is the forward direction, isn't it? That means if we now try to move, what's going to happen? Let me just close all of these menus. We don't need them for a while. Okay. What happens if I try and move now? Now they're not right. Okay. Obviously. So we go into walk and we change them again. Up and down. We go into idle and we change them again. Up and down. Okay. Then we go into test level and we try it. Okay. Oh, no. No, okay. Because left is definitely negative. So never mind. We want to do up, down that way, and we would just want to put the camera where it's supposed to be. So behind the player, actually. Like that. Turn it around. And we move it this and we move this way. It's strange. I feel like, yeah, no, actually this is the forward direction. That is fair enough. Okay. What vector is that? There we go. Okay, we're back to that. Right. So, first of all, let's make this a little bit bigger. Because we're going to need some, like, a bit of a playground to move around and test things. Okay, beautiful. Otherwise, we'll fall off the edge right away. Yes, but collision shape needs to be updated as well. Oh, it has been updated. Fine, I will not complain.
As a float.
Okay, let's see what he does.
We'll create a sense mod.
What is sense?
We'll set that to a float. That will be defaulted at 1.0. Create a variable input, which is going to get our input dot get vector.
Vector? From the camera?
Look. Left. And we will take our look direction and plus add
Interesting. So he's coded the what?
times 0.01.
I don't know what he's doing there. Oh, it's a mouse motion. Okay. Yeah, but how did he code the
Let's go add in a left,
actions here?
right, up, down. This is because with the default, it only works with arrow keys. Now back over to our script. Let's delete below here. Let's create a function called input event. We will check a
Mouse motion, look.
direction to event.
I think we need
Dot.
this one to be in the movement
Relative.
component.
Times 0.01.
To me, 3D is super confusing with these things. What does event.relative mean times 0.01? I think I had to do it last time
Declare those
too.
variables. So our variable look direction. We'll get a vector 2. We need to reference our camera to be able to actually rotate it. So camera.
Yeah, but how do you grab the vectors? Excuse me, kind sir. How do you grab the vector?
Our input.
Look right. Look.
Now, how are we rotating in real life? When you're looking up and down, you're moving just your head. But when you're moving left and right, you might be.
Oh
moving
no, not again.
body. So for our y-axis, we'll be rotating the entire body with rotation dot y minus our look direction dot x times camera sense times delta. Now, if we're looking up and down, we only want to move the camera. So camera dot rotation dot x. We want to clamp that so we can't look all the way around. So clamp camera dot rotation dot x minus our look direction dot y times our camera sense times our sense
fucking quaternion.
mod times delta. We're going to clamp that to negative 1.5 and 1.5. Please remember that these are in radians, so these are both about 90 degrees.
This is the rotation for the neck. The rotation dot x is vertical. Rotation dot y is horizontal. Not confusing at all.
Now, if we
so we're clamping the neck, obviously, otherwise it's going to go around.
To vector 2 dot 0. And we go ahead and put our rotate camera. Cover that, paste that. Pass in our delta.
By delta, okay.
Now, if we press play, you'll see that we can look around. However, our mouse can go outside. To fix that, let's create
you have to capture it
to a pause action. I'll set it to escape. Now, let's create a new boolean called cap mouse. We'll set that to false.
Okay.
Now, down here, let's set if input dot is action just press pause. We'll set cap mouse.
What's the false? Yeah.
Cap mouse.
Ah, right. Okay. Okay, I see what he's doing.
Cap mouse. Then we will input dot set mouse mode to input.
Yeah. Okay. Input dot. I remember this. Mouse mode captured. Yeah.
And if else, we will set it to
not captured.
Visible.
Okay. Great.
Now, if we press play and we press escape, we'll be able to look around freely in the game, and our mouse is locked in, and we press escape again, we'll be able to exit. Anyways, guys, hope you found this tutorial helpful.
This is very basic first-player controller, first-person controller. I think this is gonna work for what we want to do, if I'm completely honest. The other one that I did was this shit. Like,
hey, it's Lucky. Welcome to the first part.
This guy goes too fucking fast and is so advanced.
Tweak the lerp setting as you please, or just remove it entirely.
Like, look what he did. A head, or we'll get to the end, is gonna have a head, a neck.
Speed first.
It's absolutely insane. I tried to do this, but it's too much. Like, he's got even look around, or like sliding and such. It's very advanced. It is the ultimate, but like you got neck, head. As soon as you touch something, it breaks. So I think it's too much. I think it's overkill. One head, the head for the camera is fine, and but it's using pivot points. You know, that's the main point of this. Like, a neck is a pivot point, a head is a pivot point. It's kind of using them as pivots to try and handle the rotation, but like it gets so confusing, and it can break so easily once you touch anything, or you try to affect the rotation in any way that is not using inputs. So I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna do that mistake again, and I think I want to do this. So I think I need to do it in the movement component. So that means I'm gonna have to rotate camera, which is for a delta float, and then what was it? Camera sense 1.0, something like that. I'm not sure, but like now we will just look at it again. I think this is more than enough for what we want to do here.
Time.
So, oh my god,
Correction.
I have to kind of try and understand what the hell he's doing
No.
here.
Why?
Sense mod. Ah, okay, wait, sense mod. Float still in its 1.0. Void. Yeah, so what are we trying to what are we actually doing here? I think what he's doing is he doesn't even have the inputs for look left, look right, look down, and look up. So I don't know exactly how he's doing this. He's not even using it, is it? Is he? So what are those for?
You'll see. And we go ahead and put.
Yeah, he's not even using them. Why is he even capturing the input? It's not even using them. Oh no, look direction is plus equals input. Yeah, right, but input get vector, look left, look right, look down, look up. Oh wait, I think those might be. Are those potentially standard actions? Let me see if that is correct. So, well, we need a look direction. It's jumping, jump timer. Okay, we need all of that. Dare, we'll keep it there. Look dare is going to be a vector 2, which we initialize vector 2.0. And then we just basically copy and paste all of this and try to pretend we're actually learning something from it. I mean, I feel like, yeah, we shouldn't be able to move the camera when we're dying or when we're waiting, but we need to be able to capture input on everything else. So unfortunately, I feel like we're gonna have to set it from the states and not from the movement component, but that is fine. That is okay. We can definitely move here. Or event is not input event mouse motion. I think doing the camera control, though, the cam stuff is one of the biggest tasks. Yeah. But it's alright. Starting with this off is always correct. What do you mean starting with this off? Oh, or starting off with this. If that feels shit, all the rest doesn't matter. Yeah, that's true. The camera is very important. If event is input. Okay, if event is input event mouse motion, then what we want to do is components game constants dot movement comp dot look direction equals event event dot relative, whatever the fuck that means, times 0.01. The mouse position relative to the previous position in the last frame. Ah, right, okay. Will be emitted when the mouse moves. It is not possible to reliably detect when the mouse has stopped moving by checking this property. A separate short timer may be necessary. Ah, okay. Relative is automatically scaled according to the content scale factor, which is defined by the product stretch mode settings. This means mouse and still appear different. Okay, that's fine. So I think I can just copy this and paste it in 3 different parts. What I would like to do at some point is have a not in wait, but definitely in walk. What I'd like to have at some point is an input component, because I feel like, I mean, I can just attach it to the player and not attach it to anything else, and then we're fine. I don't have to worry about states or anything else. It's and I don't have to copy and paste this shit anymore. Because I would have to check. I mean, it depends. I really don't know how. I think I would still have to set something manually. But anyway. So, during death, we don't do it. During waiting state, we don't do it. But during idle, during jumping, during sprinting, And during walking, we absolutely can do it. Okay, great. So now we can go back into the movement component. And we can now actually rotate the camera, because now it will be set by the states. So we are fine. So var input equals input dot get vector. And let's see, it was look left. Okay, I did look right. Look down. Look up. But we don't have these actions, do we? It's a string name. Gets an input vector specify 4 actions for the positive, negative, x and y axes. This method is used when getting vector inputs such as from joystick, directional pad, arrows, or WASD. Length limited to 1 and has a circular dead zone, but the full dead zone doesn't matter. Calculate. Okay, I don't care. But that means we do have to set these up, which he didn't do. So the input map. So look left. If we do that, but like, there's no movement. Like, it doesn't capture movement. I might be missing something. If this works, I have no idea how, because he hasn't set up anything additionally, unless I missed something. We're gonna try and watch it again. Input, okay, rotation.y, alright, yeah. Minus equals look direction.x. For some reason, times camera sense. Oh, what's that? Times camera sense, which we don't have yet, times delta. About that, let's go and check the camera sense. Where the hell did he put it? Was it the top?
We need to reference.
Yeah, we need a reference to the camera as well. So that's alright. We put it, wait. Shit. Okay, we have to do some dependency injection. That's fine, I know how to do it. So we're gonna do, well, unless I do this. You know what, I could just do this. Export var camera 3D. We just grab it that way.
It's our camera to be able to actually rotate it. So camera. We will set that to our camera 3D. And now our camera sense will be 50. Right?
Ah,
Right
the
here?
sensitivity. That's what the fuck that is.
Called rotate camera. Let's pass in our delta as a float. We'll create a sense mod.
Okay, right. So I had almost forgotten that I have to
Going
reference the
to get
body.
Plus
It's fine.
Camera dot rotation.
I wish like he explained what the hell he's doing, because like, okay, what I get is we are subtracting the horizontal vector from the y rotation, which makes sense because the rotation is on the y-axis, but we're subtracting horizontally, I guess, multiplying it by the camera sensitivity and by delta. Then camera dot rotation dot x, we clamp it between camera dot rotation dot x minus look direction, I suppose y in this case.
Or look direction dot y times
Yeah.
our camera sense.
Obviously, times camera sensitivity times camera sensitivity. I suppose times delta as well.
Times our sense mod.
I know, times sense mod.
Times
Okay.
delta. Or they clamp that to negative 1.5 and 1.5. Because remember that
Okay,
these
1.5
are in
and 1.5.
radians. These are both about 90 degrees.
These are in radians. They're 90 degrees in radians is 1.5. Very interesting. Oh yeah, I suppose 1 would be 0. 1.5 would be 90. 2 would be 180. I suppose. Oh god, I really need to read up on that shit. Did Freya talk about that? Because if Freya did, I will watch one of her videos and finally understand rotation in 3D. That would be good.
Now, if we set our look direction
Maybe that's what this game can teach me. Rotation in 3D.
to vector 2,
I guess.
0,
Okay.
and we go ahead and put our rotate camera. Cover that. Paste that. Pass in our delta. Now, if we press
Okay.
Y,
Rotate camera.
that we can look around.
Delta.
However, our mouse can go out.
Now, okay. With that said, we did pretty much everything that this kind gentleman did. Is it gonna work? It's not working. Well, of course, because, I mean, no, wait. Well, see, the action does not exist, so I don't know if it's something that was in his version of Godot, or he set them up separately, and I have no idea how. But, okay, let's just see. Input access for key rotation base type nil, mostly because we haven't set the camera for the movement component. There we go. So that's one bit. Oh, fuck. There we go. But I don't think that's going to change anything. If we do now, oops. If we go into the test level, yeah, see, it's not obviously not working because it's looking for the actions. So let me just look at this video at the beginning because he set some actions at the beginning, but like,
Add in a B. Let's already have a and chunk of our code already around. So that's obviously a big thing that we need to fix. Before we add that though, let's go fix up our input map a little bit. Let's go add
radian
left,
57 degrees.
right,
Okay.
up, down. This is because with the default, it only works with arrow keys. Now back over to our script. Let's delete the UI.
Yeah, see, he only set up the up and down.
And now we
And
will
now?
have movement with W, A, S, and D. Down below here, let's create a function called input event.
Yeah, see, it's not clear what he did with the looking things.
Input event. Now we will check if event is input event mouse motion. We will set a look direction to event dot roboset times 0.01. And we need to declare those variables. So our variable look
Yeah, we've looked through all of that.
set
He's not doing anything that we haven't done.
and y
That input is not clear. Like he skipped a step.
over our mouse can go outside. To fix that, let's create a. I'll set it to
I also can see his
Mouse.
debugger, which
exit. Anyways, guys,
bothers me. Including everything. The camera seems broken. Thank you so much for your crew. Look left, look right, look down, look up are not inputs. Yeah, they're not. Just realize that you don't need those look vectors when you only use mouse. They're probably used for joystick and stuff. If you comment out those input.get vector with the looks and the addition below it, the camera movement still works. Ah, so maybe it wasn't this version of Godot. It's version 4.1. We are in version 4.7. So Godot look down input action. I suppose they used to be there and now they're not anymore. Yeah, because I don't think I would assume show built-in actions. Yeah, there we go. UI. It's all UI. I think there were maybe default actions for controllers or something like that. But we don't have them anymore. But if the guy there very gently says that we don't have to worry about it, we shall not worry about it. A joypad axis. Yeah, these are all the different axes or the joypad. Okay. Well, if the gentle person on the internet says that we don't have to worry about it, then we shall not. So here we go. We just comment this out. Listen to your normal FPS stuff. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I will check it out when I have a chance. Okay. Well, camera movement isn't exactly working, which I find very interesting. We are technically capturing it, aren't we? When we're in the idle. Look direction. Yeah, the look direction should be. Let me just go in there. Okay, let's go into the remote tab and see what's going on. Player, components, movement components. Okay, look direction is currently 0. But because it gets put back to 0, I mean, I don't think that matters too much. Yeah, I'm moving, but I'm not getting anything. Oh, no, that's the movement vector. But not the camera. The camera doesn't really care. But if we are... Oh, wait. If we are resetting to 0 the vector with every frame, aren't we cancelling it out immediately? I don't think that makes sense. No, but I don't think it's capturing shit right now. Well, in this case, I guess we have to check if this one is working in any way. Maybe not. Oh, it isn't. Okay, that's... Oh, look, the jump worked. Oh, never mind. It does not work in the slightest. Okay, I have to do something about the jump state. Ah, yeah, because the jump state hasn't been configured yet. That's fine. So the jump works, which is interesting. But this is not being captured? Which I find particularly interesting, if I may. Okay, so that means that is the problem. Yeah, it's not capturing the mouse, but it is capturing the jump when I do it. Well, it's jumping, but it doesn't go to the breakpoint. Why would that be? Oh, wait a second. Have you done in the ready input mouse mode? No, it's not that. It's not that. It's just not capped. It's not. I'm transitioning to jump because the movement controller handles the jump. The movement component handles the jump. Yeah. So right now the state machine isn't working. I mean, it is working, but it's not capturing input. I think it has to do with this little check. What if I comment it out? See what happens. From idle. Aha, yeah, yeah, it was that. It was this conditional. And why? If event is not an input event key, or I think it's supposed to be an end. Yeah, okay. My bad. It was a stupid, silly logic gate there. Okay, nice. Just have to replace it everywhere now. Sprint. There. Not in wait, but in walk for sure. Death, fine. Idle, fine. Yeah, we got it. Which means maybe I can bring back the original script and see if it works now, because clearly, I mean, I thought it was capturing the camera. Clearly I was not. Well, yeah, it works, but I think Yeah, these actions don't exist, so I can just remove them. Don't know why he added them and did not explain why. Okay, but we've got a movement controller. Look at that, and we can't move too far. Now, in ready, what we want to do is make sure that yeah, I think we have to do the thing that we were doing here. So var camera cap bool equals false, although it should be true by default. So func ready, we can put it there. Camera cap equals true. And what does he do here?
Hope friends will set that to false, to opposite of,
Or actually more like mouse cap. Mouse cap. There we go.
cap mouse. And here,
Uh-huh.
we'll just check
I
if
think it's just
cap
as
mouse.
yeah, if cap mouse, then we rotate the camera, otherwise no.
Input
Huh?
dot set mouse mode.
Ah, yeah,
Input.
okay. So on every frame. On every frame. Okay. If mouse cap, then input dot set mouse. No, mouse. Is it mouse mode? Mouse mode. Okay, to captured. Else input dot mouse mode dot equals visible. We're not affecting the mouse cap right now, but that's fine because we are pausing the game elsewhere, so that's all right. Great. So I think we should handle this in the pause menu, but that's something for later. So if we start like this, there we go. Okay, we've got a first-person player controller. There we go. Woo! Beautiful. It works. Amazing. Ah, we're sliding. We're sliding. Oh no, I have no way of... Wait. Yes. Debug only. If input dot is action just pressed, pause. Mouse cap equals not mouse cap. Whatever. Obviously, you also need some debug exit game input somewhere. Make it export so you can mark it in the expector. Ah, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's fine. I can just do it this way. Yeah, not capturing the mouse anymore, and now capturing the mouse. Okay, beautiful. Great. We don't want it floating. Okay, we've got a working player first-person controller. I mean, it's not the most sophisticated first-person controller we've ever seen, but it's working. We got it. Obviously, there's no head bobbing. There's nothing like that. I think we can maybe I can add those little pieces of polish later, but they're not part of this, and I don't want to go into scope creep because I've done it for too many games already. So bug fixing, I think what I want to do is not bug fixing, enhancements, head bobbing. Because at some point we're gonna have to do that, but also for the sprinting and such. We got camera movement, forward, backward, strafing, and jumping. We got all of that. Complete state machine, idle, walk, not the sprint. We got the jump, not the death. That one can probably come into the polished state. No, actually, in the win-lose. Death logic, death state. I don't think we need to code it now. And that is, I guess, pretty much it for now. So we can do the sprint, where we have the movement component here, and we can have it here. So knockback, we might have a knockback, but what we want to do is also var is sprinting. Bool equals false. No, actually, don't really care about that, do I? Speed. Okay, I need some sort of like This one has to be base speed. Then I need another one which has to be sprint speed. And that can be 14. Striving missing. What do you mean striving? Strafing is just moving left and right. That's it. I send you the crosshair GD. You may just copy paste. It's super easy draw call. Ah, okay, great. Thank you. I've done crosshairs before, like a little dot at some point. It was for the orb, I think. Still have it somewhere. But yeah, I will appreciate that if you want to send it. Ah, there you go. You sent it. Crosshair GD. Ah, great. Okay. Let me see what that is. I will not open it with Visual Studio. I swear. Fucking Windows. Like, it's insane how shit it is. Took it 3 years to open that. How can it take you 10 seconds to open Notepad? No, it must be, there must be something wrong right now. Maybe I have to do an update or whatever because it's just ridiculous. Ah, right, okay. Very, very simple. So where? Is there a position? Ah, yeah, this is the position, I guess. Okay, gonna do that. So it extends control, so we'll just add a little control node to the player, you're telling me? Crosshair. Player crosshair. Just gonna do that. Okay. I think this. Why is there a pass there? I think this is going to. I think this is going to work. I suppose. But then, like, I have to call it. I don't know where you called it. Process. Just call it in process and do like draw every single frame. Fine. I mean, I don't have to draw every single frame. I think this is gonna result in a mess. Let's see what happens. Let me experiment. Ah, draw is called automatically. Okay. Yeah. I then need a var current speed float equals 0. So draw is called automatically. I did not know. So let me just do that. I'll just remove it from process then. Or at least I used to know. For Pac-Man I used it, but then I forgot. So current speed. Okay, so this has to be multiplied by the current speed. There we go. Let me just close this because I can't take this anymore. Okay. So we got the current speed, which is currently 0, but I think when we go into walk on enter, what we want to do is components game constants dot movement component dot current speed equals. Oh damn, I have to do this. Okay, it's gonna be base speed when we enter the walk state, and when we enter the sprint state. Oh, by the way, we have to do that too. So if event dot is action pressed sprint, then transitioned dot emit sprint. Sprint state, which we haven't set up yet. Sprint state export var sprint state state. And then we can set up the sprint actually, which is going to do the same thing, but like with the sprint speed. I'm not a fan of how verbose this is, but we're just basically telling it, hey, you can go to sprint speed now. And then if we're on idle, I think we just give it the base speed again, just reset it. And on jump as well, I think we want to give it the base speed. On weight, it doesn't matter, and the others will gate it, so that's fine. So jump, right now, what is jump doing? Absolutely nothing. What we have to check is make sure that when we hit the ground, if is on floor, no, if body, no, if oh, fucking, okay, I'll do it later. I'm focusing on the sprint now. Yeah, so we can only enter sprinting from the walk state. So if it's sprint, we enter into the sprint state. Perfect. So sprinting, handle input, no. On physics update, if event.is action press, no, if input.is action pressed, because we want to make sure that sprinting is being held down. Sprint, then return. So we keep, I think we return. If input dot is action released, sprint, then we, if, oh god, we have to check whether we're moving or not. So if components dot current speed. Oh, we also have to, okay, wait. We also have to make sure that we are capturing the movement input. We're going to sprint here. Okay. And we return. If it's released, then if there is movement, oh no, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did here, because I'm gonna use it twice anyway. Oh god. Okay. Oh my god. What? I'm getting so confused. Let's do this. Then a nice little equals. An assignment. Input there. So, if there is an input direction when we release the sprint, then we transition.emit to walk state. Else, we transition.emit to idle state. Don't care about the jump. Well, actually, during the jump, I think I don't want to do anything to the speed. Because we want to preserve momentum, so it's fine. So that's alright. In Doom, you can technically control your movement mid-jump. It makes it for a more arcadey feel, but... and one thing we want to do is... well, actually, this is what we wanted to check, didn't we? So if at any point though, if we can get into the jump state, and then walk state, idle state, what am I checking here? Ah yeah, okay. Basically we can just do that. If parent velocity length squared is 0, then transition.emit idle state, else transition.emit walk state. I think this is gonna do it. So then what we do is states, export. Oh, it's very silent. Let's put some music. Some more Kingdom Hearts. I feel like in Kingdom Hearts mood recently. I should replay the series. Export var. What have we got? We've got the jump state, the idle state, and the walk state. Idle state. Export var walk state. Export var jump state. As you can see, there's a little bit of a... When I see a machine, I can like my monolith more than this. I was just about to say, as you can see, there's a little bit of maintenance to do and a little bit of plumbing. But once you do it, it just works. Because I'm pretty sure now this is going to have just very minor bugs that I have to fix, and then the player controller is basically done. So let me see if that is true. If I did everything right, we should be able to enter the sprinting. Nope. Yeah, because the walk, yeah, I have to plummet there. This is the only thing that I'm not a fan of. Staring to the sun and it stares back at you. Hey, hey, Alex. Doing the monolith is better for the player. The state machine is working for enemies. It's alright. I mean, everybody does whatever the hell they want. Okay. I like it for the player. It makes my player script more fragmented, but a little more like the player is just an orchestrator and I don't have to think about 1,000 different booleans in there and that and then try to find the right function. I've struggled with that through too many game jams to count, so there we go. Look at that. We got the sprint. I don't know if you can see it, but we are definitely moving faster, and I think we might also have the jump state. Okay, I don't know why it keeps sliding. I mean, it's a cool mechanic, don't get me wrong. We jump and we keep sliding. But, I don't know why it preserves the movement. That's something that I can check for the jump state. Ah, yeah, because the jump state isn't implemented. Obviously. Silly me. So if we open the jump state... I mean, it's gonna be pretty much this. Don't you know you have to think of and program every single possible thing? What do you mean, Alex? Why have I got an offset here? Distance traveled. Ah, for the flip. Okay, okay. Doesn't matter really. I think this is all I need to do. I don't need to bounce off anything. I think this is all I need to do. In the physics update, I just set this one. And I transition. There we go. Transition to the walk state if we are still moving once we hit the floor. And that's it. I think I want to put this one at the top of the other states too, just because it looks a little better. Yeah, allowed states, allowed states, allowed states, allowed states. Perfect. So now if we go into the player, we go into idle, just check all of the states. I think jump needs to... No, wait, jump has a problem. Jump. Ah, yeah, sorry. Walk state. Okay. So now we put the idle there. Put the walk there. And lo and behold, I am pretty confident this is gonna... There we go. We got a functioning player script with the state machine. It's just rotating first person, just sprinting. We've implemented the sprint, we've implemented the jump, we've implemented the movement. And yes, it was a little bit more of plumbing, but now every single state is compartmentalized. I don't have to handle like, oh, whether it's jumping, whether it's on the floor, whether it's moving or not. It just does everything through components and states. So, wait, where is the crosshair? It's in the top right corner. Oh, oops. Haha, lol. Yeah, top left. Yeah, I see it now. How did it end up there? Yeah, I guess I have to set it myself. Ah, yeah, okay, because you have to... Alright, fair. Wait, that should do. There we go. Okay, great. Beautiful. This is all we had to do for the player controller for now. It's a little static. It doesn't have head bobbing. I think I can do a little bit of a lerp. well, when you walk, and make it a little faster when you are sprinting. Well, we got the sprint, we got the normal animation, not animation, normal movement and such, and it works. Honestly, I am quite happy with this. It's what I wanted to do today. And interesting. Let me see. Can I... Yeah, no, I can't control... No, I can. No, I can't control... I can't control the player while jumping, which is intended for now, but I'll see if I want to change it later. Doom, but it's ice skating, yeah. Okay, so we have done the sprinting as well, and it was super easy to do. Like, I just had to create a new state, write some logic for it, done. That's the beauty of it. Like, I don't have to go into the physics update and check, do like a gating check with the booleans. I get that it's more complicated, but for me it's just a lot neater to have just a lot tidier to have just a state machine. And with every state, do I want to change the walk behavior? I go into the walk state and I change it there. Do I want to change the jump behavior? I change it in the jump state. It's just, it saves me from a lot of headaches. And also all the animations sit there, all of the things, all of the different logic sits there instead of having to navigate a massive monolith script. It's likely that you're just more comfortable with a monolith script for the player. It's totally fine, but I'm fine like this. I love it like this. Okay, well, we've done a lot of progress today, actually. We've done all of the setup, we've done the player controller. I thought this was going to be more painful. We're not going to get into the arena today, that's too much work. And we're not going to get into the enemies today, that's too much work, and I'm too tired for that. Nor the weapons. I need to think about, like, if I want to get some art from the internet, or I want to do it myself. Honestly, I'll probably get some art from the internet and feel like doing it myself. So yeah, that's already a lot of the setup done. Once we have like a basic level, we're gonna go into the enemies and the weapons. And this is where things are gonna get interesting with damage for the weapons and enemies and such. So yeah. Oh yeah, well, wait. Take, deal damage. That's important. Okay, so, well, I think actually it's a good time to stop it. It's a good time to end the stream now. We've done some good progress. I don't want to get stuck into another sort of like big feature implementation that will take me 1 or 2 hours. I'm quite tired because of the heat and everything that's happened today. Even at work, it was a pretty intense day. So I think I'm going to end the stream here. Just a nice and cozy, very short stream. We've done what we wanted to do. Perfect. Obviously, I'm going to do... I had to be on vacation to be still there at the end of the stream. Yeah, well... well, usually I finish like at 11 or 11:30, but yeah. Anyway... That's it. It's coming together nicely. It's shaping up all right. I'm always a little scared of first-person controllers, but I need to read up on the quaternion stuff and rotation. I think I'm gonna watch a video now before going to sleep. But yeah, this was nice. So let's just push the changes over here. Stage changes, player, controller, and state machine. And all the shooting, all of the weapon logic we're going to do when we do the weapons. And I think the weapons we're going to do live. The enemies I'm likely to do offline. As well as the arena. So next Monday you'll see like a lot of progress on this. But I think we've done some pretty cool stuff now. So that's good. Yeah, look at that. It does say 5 months ago. So actually we started with the initial commit on the 7th of March. And then the first commit was Pong complete was completed on the 7th of March. Yeah, that's when I created the repository and decided, oh, I'm gonna do the challenge. So very cool stuff. It's the 12th of August. 5 months exactly to do 8 games. Not bad. I really can't wait for Portal and Minecraft. Those are going to be so interesting, so difficult as well. those are going to be like a completely different story. Like doing the shader for Portal and trying to work out how to do it. And I'm probably going to have to watch a lot of tutorials. I don't think I can work it out by myself. Like the shader math is, and also I think I'm gonna have to do like some custom physics. I just have to look how other people have done some things and try to implement it myself in my own way, change a few things and understand how it was done. But yeah, Valve did some black magic there. Then Minecraft is going to be the coronation of this first part of the challenge. Game 12 is probably going to be Legend of Zelda, because it's going to be helpful for me to do a Metroidvania afterwards in November. Then I'm probably going to take a break from the challenge, just a very short break. And then we're going to tackle the next games. And there's going to be the last 8 games. I have some of them set into stone that I absolutely want to do. I have 3 that I haven't decided yet. And maybe I can put it to the community. I can ask you guys, what games could I do? Could I try to recreate? And then we will go from there. But yeah, okay. So this was absolutely lovely. Let me just push to Origin here. There we go. And we can call it a night. Let me just move to the just chatting scene, and here we are. Thank you very, very much, my friends, for all the company, and as always, Panda, for keeping me company in chat. Shame that you scared off the Arch Linux guy, but you know, maybe it's for the best. and yeah. I will be on stream again on Monday, I believe. I don't think I've got anything special to do on Monday. Depends, because I'm working on a video. So it depends. If it's done this weekend, I will stream on Monday. If it's not done this weekend, I might finish it on Monday and then stream on Wednesday again. But yeah, I'll do a little bit of Doom offline at the same time over the weekend and such. But yeah. Right. Have a lovely rest of your night. Have a good night and enjoy the rest of your holiday, my friend. I don't know when you go back to work. I think it's just the week of the jam. Yeah, sleep tight. Much love to you. Thank you for the crosshair. That was really, really useful. Really helpful. It's one of those things that, you know, I'm okay with. But oh, you've got a weapon handler and an ammo handler. I'm looking at these now. Nice. Cool. Okay. I'll study your project as well when I get a chance, especially when I have to implement weapons, and then we will see. But what was that? Opt-in. Oh god, Twitch is training for generative AI. Okay, I'm gonna disable it when I can. Anyway, good night, my friend, and speak soon. Yeah, thank you for the company again, and bye-bye.